The opinions expressed in this live show are individual and not necessarily representative of Spirit Live or Toronto Metropolitan University. Thank you for listening.
Oh, it's me. Hello and welcome to the Race Hangover, episode 26. We've done 26 of these?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Should be 27, but...
Where has the time gone? Speaking of should be 27, we missed our first episode last week. It was Canadian Thanksgiving, so happy Canadian Thanksgiving for all our Canadian listeners. And I've been told that it won't happen again.
Don't worry, guys. We're locked for the rest of forever. We won't be missing any more episodes. But yeah, I'm surprised it took us 25, honestly, to just be like, nah, we'll skip it this week.
I mean, it was a good cause because we both... It would have been a... It wasn't a preview week, was it? It was a
preview.
It was a preview.
So there was definitely a race this weekend.
Okay. I didn't know if it was a preview week or if it was one of those like in between ones where we just chat absolute nonsense.
What do you mean you didn't know?
I'm sometimes locked, I'm sometimes not.
Okay.
Anyways, we are now live. Tune in every Monday on the Spirit Live Network or Shutter Sports Media on Twitch. Or don't worry, you can still watch the highly skippable version on YouTube every Tuesday. So and I assume we're still uploading these to Spotify.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally forgot Spotify was a thing. Don't even.
So yeah. We're doing that as well. So catch us everywhere. We are in your ears. We're in your homes. We're in your walls. and
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. That's basically the vibe is we'll be live on Mondays, but you can still listen to us skippable on Tuesdays. But if you want to get in the chat ever, tell us about what's going on. You can actually interact with us now instead of just this one-sided conversation of us yelling in your ears.
Please listen to us yell in your ears. It's really entertaining. Anyways, it was a sprint weekend this week, and that means we've got double the content for you.
Double the fun.
We're doing something that we didn't do beforehand where we used to just ignore the sprints and just previously mention it. But as we've got time to fill, we'll go through the sprints and so how the show works for those of you who are new, we do a race recap usually, and then we give out awards. But today we're doing a sprint recap. We're giving out awards for the sprint. We're doing a race recap and then giving out awards for the actual race. And then we'll do top 3 moments of the weekend from each of us. So I have 3, Katie has 3. And then we just chat about random topics that are happening in the world of F1 after that, and maybe look ahead a little bit to next week. So with that being said, do you have anything to preach to the masses before we get into the episode?
No.
No.
I don't.
Okay, so.
Oh, wait. Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Clint, put yourself on camera.
Oh, no.
And put your mic on, probably.
Uh-oh.
We've got a producer now.
We do.
Hello, everybody.
It's back there switching cameras, so I have less editing to do, I think is what that really means.
We're big time.
We're big time now.
We're
live for an hour. We're big time. And let's get into the race recap.
Okay. So,
of the sprint.
True, the sprint recap. So I usually do lap by lap, but both were pretty much could have been an email, so I've just switched it up and just put in the big topics of each race, as that's not really much of a time filler, but it actually gets the real messages across instead of someone overtakes someone for P6.
Right. So
at turn 1, as you've probably seen everywhere on social media, there was a huge incident.
Even my mom saw it. So unrelated, doesn't watch F1. I was like, oh my God, did you see what happened yesterday? Because we were watching the actual Grand Prix. And she was like, oh yeah, I saw. I was like, wait, I did not expect you to actually say yes to that.
You're fully getting ready to just explain to her, like, this happened and this. And then she was like, no, I already see.
Yeah, she said, actually, shut up.
So turn 1, big incident, ended up retiring both the McLarens. So what happened in the turn 1? Verstappen got off well. Lando didn't get off quite well. Verstappen came across to cover Lando, and as those two were just ahead racing, Oscar decided, hey, let's do something, and tried to switch back on Lando, and just didn't see the giant green kick salva to his left, and so Hulkenberg rammed into Piastri as a result, and Piastri went airborne, and then managed to get the entire back left tire of Lando Norris's car off. So both of them retired and handed Max Verstappen a 8-point lead, well, an 8-point gap cutter, which is not what they want to be doing at all, as Verstappen and that Red Bull car have finally clicked. And very, very bad for them. Anyways.
I would like to also point out that when it happened, Austin turns to me and goes, man, too bad Oscar didn't fully flip. He would have missed Lando completely. He said those words.
Wait, I did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I did.
You
He actually would have. Had he have gone fully
had he
airborne, done
fully
a flip,
done a flip.
he maybe would have brushed the top of his car.
If he embraced his inner Benson Boone, he would have been fine. But no.
We have
He took out the entire
we have
grid
previously
instead.
stated that
He could
we
be
do
fine.
think he listens to Benson Boone.
No, it wasn't. No, he said he. Anyway, we were saying he should be a gymnast, and then he would do flips, and then there's a clip on social media somewhere.
So that crash invoked the first safety car period of the sprint, and Verstappen then led the remainder of it. George Russell did dive bomb him once, but they both went off track. Nothing happened out of that. No investigation, and other than that, Lance Stroll locked up into turn one and just took out Ocon, but immediately apologized. The hand went up saying, my bad, that was on me. And that brought out a safety car, which ended the sprint. Now, yeah, with McLaren's out, there was Verstappen was able to claw back some points in his title charge, which at the first half of the season, if you said Verstappen is a title charge, everyone is laughing at you.
Yeah. Even 4 weeks ago, if you say that, everyone's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I also want to point out, Sainz P3.
P3.
Williams P3.
He put the unicorn back on.
He did.
Apparently, he didn't have it for our free practice, and then he put it on, and then...
So, hey, it's what happens. The unicorn made the McLaren's DNF.
Right, yeah.
That's how that
That's
works.
actually exactly what happened.
Is also what I had. Anyways, so that was the sprint pretty much, and if we don't have anything more to say, I've got to bring up my notes app because we are doing awards.
The awards. The first ever sprint awards. Don't know how I'm going to put this one on social media yet. It's going to look different.
Just
So if you're...
too slow.
And for once, if you're live, you don't know what it looks like on social media yet. But usually we say I don't know what I'm going to blah, 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 blah. And then the people have already seen it, so that was really
Usually
fun.
we just spoil our awards.
But now you're getting... If you listen live, you get a little sneak peek. Who is your sprint driver of the day?
Max.
Yeah, same. So boring. Just like the race.
Yeah, he did what was necessary of him, and it wasn't that entertaining of a sprint other than turn one. So
yeah, comeback king.
Yuki,
Really?
he surged up 12 places or
Yeah.
something. So I thought that's that. I feel like that's one of the
fair enough.
worthy comeback king ones.
I have Carlos. He went 7th to podium. Thank you to Oscar.
That is also a good shout.
Yeah.
Who was your best radio?
I have Lando saying someone ran into me after getting absolutely whacked by Oscar, because we all know who ran into him. And then also honorable mention after, still Lando, saying after the race, I think they genuinely lobotomized him because all he did was defend Oscar and say no, it was Oscar got hit. It's no, actually, 110% Oscar's fault. But I think maybe he said those before he actually saw.
No, I saw that. And he knew
knew?
Oscar hit him, and it was.
Yeah, and he just was.
He was
defending
also
him with his
smirking a little
life.
bit at times. I think he just didn't want to face any more repercussions by throwing his
Yeah.
teammate under the bus.
He should.
He should have. That would have made things even more messier.
Yeah. What was your radio?
This one didn't come from a driver.
Okay.
I had Zach Brown blaming Hulkenberg immediately.
Yeah. True.
He's like, Hulk crashed into Oscar. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He was like, no, but he also said, I haven't seen the replay yet, but that was amateur driving from the back of the grid.
Yeah.
Okay, Zach.
It was also, if you haven't seen the replay, don't immediately
comment.
don't immediately blame a driver.
Yeah. That was so funny.
Yeah, I have to put Zach for that one because that was.
I know that interview was scheduled too, and it was supposed to be they probably chatted
Oh,
about how turn one went, how's the race going, and it's so Zach, both of your drivers are in the garage now.
they seem to get him on for every race.
They really do. I think he's the most willing.
Yeah, I think he's just willing to chat about anything.
Yeah.
And to be fair, people want to hear from the McLarens or the Red Bulls or the Mercedes in a title fight. They don't want to. They don't want to hear from say the Alpines who are battling each other in P19.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Who's your invisible man?
Speaking of the Alpines, Colapinto.
Oh, see, I think I almost put that, but I didn't. I put Lawson, which was actually left over from last time we did this, but it's generally just like I expect him to do something, so when he doesn't, it's like shocking.
Yeah, true. Actually. Lawson.
Although he wasn't invisible in those fire race suits.
Oh my! To be fair, the livery looked good.
The
I
livery
thought,
was good.
but the race suits.
I don't get what quite the pattern was,
I couldn't tell you.
but I liked it. Okay, who's your break check champion?
I wonder. I had Oscar.
I just have Oscar in brackets LMFAO. Yeah. He's honestly racking up these break check champions. That's his third, which like might be close to rivaling Lawson. Not quite, but
Yeah, he's actually been.
like we say every time we do this, when we add these up at the end of the
Yeah.
the year,
I actually can't wait to add these up. They're
Yeah.
gonna be quite good.
you can be good. Tune in for that. That's it for the sprint
Yeah.
though.
So
That's the sprint done and dusted.
for the race, if you need to know what happened in quali, Oscar was P6. I think it went from 1
Yeah.
to 6 because everything after that doesn't technically matter because the constructors is done. Championship
Yeah.
is still in the balance. Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc. Was it Russell and then Hamilton and then
Yeah.
Piastri? I believe. So that was quali, I believe. If
Yeah.
I'm wrong, womp womp.
I don't think you are, but say it with your chest.
So the start was actually clean. You know, congratulations everybody. Verstappen held the lead, got off to a good start. Leclerc passed Norris early, but it took a while for Lando to reclaim that position.
Sure did.
Twice. He had to get past him twice to finish P2, which is easier said than done, but it's also Ferrari. You have the faster car. You should be getting around him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Verstappen converted pole. I finished about 8 seconds ahead of Lando, who snuck ahead of the Ferraris in the last, 5-ish laps? It was like very, very late.
I
where
wasn't watching.
Oh yeah, you were. in the last like 5 laps, after
sure, I believe you.
Lando
I
had
bet.
given up. Like on the radio, he's audibly like defeated, and then they're like, "No, hang back for a second, go back at it."
Keep going.
And
Yeah.
he managed to do it. So most of the field had a one stop, but whoever was on the hards realized very fast that they are not the tire
Yeah.
for today. So a lot of
Did you see? It was Ocon had those, and the like Laura like apologized to him over there. She was yeah, we read that wrong, because he was like, "What are you?" He literally was like, "What are you sending me out on? Like, what are we doing?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, sorry," and then he just didn't say anything.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
my favorite dynamic duo.
The hards were brutal, and it was like from 5 laps in, even the commentators
Yeah.
were like, the hards aren't doing anything today, and the Leclerc softs went for like 26
Yeah.
laps. They weren't degrading to a rate where you think so.
Well, and he was the only one kind of at the top of the grid on softs. I was like, "What is he doing?"
Yeah, ended it on mediums while
Yeah.
everyone went medium soft.
Yeah.
And honestly, it almost worked for him.
It did.
It got him the start, and it was
Yep.
able to keep it for majority of the race. But yeah, Sainz and Antonelli, we need to talk about that.
We do.
I don't know who to blame on that, because technically that's Sainz's corner, but he
Yeah.
shot late on that.
Yeah.
And
I know who the FIA blamed,
Yeah.
and I know who Kimmy blamed. He called him an idiot like so many times. Man, they're hating on Unk.
No, not Ugg. But Sainz, in that Williams, he was trying to be a hero. I
Yeah.
can't lie. And championship,
He tasted the podium and he got
wants
greedy.
it back. The championship implications of that entire race means Verstappen narrowed the gap to
Yeah.
Norris and Piastri, and Lando closed it down to Oscar. So genuinely, we could come to Abu Dhabi with
Yeah. 3 people in the
3 people who can win it with not unrealistic scenarios, because there's always usually one that's still somewhat
Technically,
eligible, and then
it's gonna be George.
it's like he needs all 3 of them to DNF, and he needs this,
Yeah.
and which George is now on the hot seat of the next to be eliminated.
Yeah.
But
Poor Charles eliminated after he was so excited
he
that
was
he was
so
still
excited for that. I'm gonna miss the Ferraris in contention because Leclerc was fighting like he was in contention that entire race.
He was. And he was only in contention. He had that good stretch that kind of brought him back into contention.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. But yeah.
Yeah, intriguing.
I forget. I was going to say something about the championship implications, and I don't remember what it was.
Oh, if Lando didn't have the mechanical failure,
that is actually exactly what I was going to say.
he leads the championship.
He would be leading the championship.
So that's like really unfortunate, and
yeah,
at least for him.
It's unfortunate in the way that it's unfortunate that it was decided by not a racing incident or anything on track.
If this goes down to Abu Dhabi and
if he loses by less than 18 points,
that's
gonna be unfortunate.
Then it's because his car blew up.
Yep.
And it's not what you want.
Because they didn't trust that one engineer on Twitter.
He hasn't blown up since.
Real. Okay, but with that, we'll go to the Race Hangover Awards for the actual Grand Prix.
Mm-hmm. So who was your driver of the day?
I had Charles. He held off Lando forever. So
I had Charles too.
Forever and ever and almost ever.
I could have put Max again, but I feel like putting the guy who sat P1 the entire time for both is a bit boring.
Boring. Yeah.
Who was your comeback king?
See, this one I had Yuki. He went 13th to 7th, so good for him. He's not usually in the business of gaining places, but rather losing them, so I thought we would shout him out.
Based on the implications of him getting second was Lando.
Right.
Because he did lose that place and then gained it back.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that he gave up.
You love giving comeback king to someone who lost all the places and then gets them back. Like, you do that frequently.
Well, that's what a comeback is. Minor setback, major comeback.
Sure. Right.
What was your radio?
I could not, for the life of me, find one. And then all of a sudden I saw Nico's. He was so excited after securing P8, like ecstatic. And I was like, for a second I forgot that he was in a Sauber, and I was like, why is he so fired up over a P8? But then I remembered he hasn't scored points since his P3 in Silverstone. So you know what? Fair enough, Nico.
Sold his soul for that P3.
You can be as happy as you want. That was mine.
I had Colapinto when they gave him team orders.
So
it was him and Gasly for P18, I believe. And they told Colapinto, all right, hold till the rest of the race. There was like a couple laps left. Hold till the rest of the race in this position. He goes, why? But he's slow. And then proceeds to overtake him.
Oh my God, I had not heard of that.
And it was so funny, purely based on the fact that it's like, why? He's slow. And then like 3 corners later, just took him in turn
That's
one.
Awesome.
And then like the commentator was like, yeah, why not? Like,
you know what? Hell yeah.
Deal with the repercussions later. You're fighting for your like career right now.
That's really funny. I completely missed that. That's awesome. Okay.
Who was your invisible man?
I had Lance Stroll because he went 20th to 12th, and I heard absolutely nothing about it.
I had Lawson.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think they mentioned him once on the broadcast, and I genuinely forgot, like, other than the top 6 and that Alpine battle, that anyone else was. It could have went to so.
It could have gone to. I was gonna say Isaac too. Like, he kind of crashed out in quali, and then no one ever heard from him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Who was your breakthrough champion for this one?
Carlos. It was pretty anticlimactic, but he got a 5-place grid penalty for that. So
yeah, I gave it to Sainz as well.
Yeah.
I actually put Sainz/Kimi because
I know I watched the replay so many times. I'm like, who do I give this to? Like, whose fault is this? Because Kimi, it looks like Kimi just cuts
kind
him
of
off.
both of them.
But it was Kimi's corner.
I think you need to put an edit of just both their helmets like together and like front facing.
Right.
Yeah, more work for you.
Of course. Yeah, no, that could have gone either way, but I think for once I agree with FIA. It should be Carlos. 5-place grid penalty and 2 penalty points for that.
For Unk,
poor guy. They hate him.
The FIA aren't making friends with like the back of the grid this year.
No. Also, speaking of fines, this interesting little tidbit that I added to the doc: Red Bull was fined after a team member tried to remove Lando's grid tape before the Grand Prix. Mm-hmm. Is that normal?
So the grid tape, it just helps them line up.
Yeah.
Where it is. But the only 2 drivers that use it are Lando and Lewis.
Right.
And you're not technically allowed to do it. It just helps with him lining up.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's not. Well, they've apparently reportedly done it before. and just haven't been caught
Right.
like doing it, so they couldn't get.
I think they got caught this time because the keyword is tried. So I think they tried and couldn't
did,
do
they
it,
did.
and then they were like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
They got caught this time, but
That's so funny.
they've reportedly done it before.
Yeah.
and there hasn't been enough evidence, I guess, to get them on it. But now they have, and I feel like next in Mexico, there's just gonna be like a tape watch cam.
Yeah, for sure. That's so random.
I feel like
But we all know why Lando needs it.
yeah, I feel like arguably it should have been more like repercussions from because
More than a fine.
that's actively giving your driver.
Well, it's like sabotaging.
It's
someone
sabotaging
else.
another driver.
Yeah, like
Who's actively competing with
yeah,
your
true,
driver.
true. Yeah, if Lando gets a grid penalty there, or any kind of penalty, like at the beginning,
Yeah.
like he did in. It was like the third race or
Yeah,
something.
when George ratted him out.
Everyone ratted him out.
But yeah, I feel like
Max is the one who ratted
I feel
him
like
out.
the punishment should have been more. Like obviously not anything on Max. Max
Yeah.
probably isn't going and saying
Imagine.
take his tape
It was
down.
someone on the Red Bull team. It's Max just ripping up the tape.
He's just standing. Oh hey. But I think they should have faced more than what was
Yeah.
it, 50K?
30 euros. Yeah,
Yeah, it was something so light
I think
to
it was
them
30.
that like because they can have things like tunnel time decreased and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Oh, true.
Of
That would
course, I'm
make
not
sense.
thinking tunnel time, but I think or heftier fine for
Yeah.
actively sabotaging another team.
Yeah.
Should
Just
probably
no
be
more
this.
upgrades allowed. Yeah.
Grid penalty. No, I'm joking. But what was your top 3 moments? We'll segue into that.
Okay, starting off with just everything being cowboy. I love that like so F1 is such a like European sport, obviously, or like international, but like European. And they really just decided, yeah, the Grand Prix that encapsulates the entirety of the United States the best will be cowboy. It's like them rolling in the RCMP and like maple syrup for the Canadian. It's just like, United States, I'm thinking cowboy for you.
The last lap where Oscar just started hunting down Lewis
Really?
for P5. Like, it was out of nowhere. Like, he was like 2 seconds behind the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't get there. And on the last lap where you hear Crofty go like, Oscar's gaining on Lewis. The camera cuts to him and you just see him hawking him down like he's gaining really fast and like was so close to him by the finish line. And it's like, where was this the entire race?
Maybe those were the repercussions of the sprint race.
The second Lando finished, he just went, I'm doing this now. He heard Lando P2 and he started going. But it was so funny because I was sitting there and I was just like, what?
Yeah.
And he panned to him and every corner, like, Hamilton's wobbling out of it and Oscar's going. And it's like, where do you have the grip for this?
You know, Paul Terry was somewhere just like
He's like,
looking
oh,
at a
God.
screen like, no. Yeah, my next moment, I just kind of alluded to it, but like all the repercussions talk, especially on social media. Like, are we 5 years old? Like, what do you mean he's going to be put in timeout? Like, we were joking when we were watching the race, like, what are they taking away? Scream time? No more snacks? Like, yeah, just that in general. And them being so like
Vague
vague about it and so weird. Like, only McLaren would hint at repercussions all weekend. And then also, it's like almost not perfect, but like last year, it was the whole thing where Oscar overtook Lando in Brazil, and then they were like, okay, we're going to pick a number 1 driver, and then Lando immediately fumbles. And then this year it was like, okay, like Lando's going to face repercussions, and then Oscar immediately rams right into him and then gets
Yeah.
P6. So
It's
something about karma or whatever.
it's really strange.
It
but
is.
I saw something reported. I don't know whether it was true, and I don't remember who reported it.
Of course.
But
Only the best on this podcast.
exactly. So in air quotations, I think it was just Oscar gets to
Go, yeah.
choose when he goes out. Like if he wants to go out first, he goes out first.
Yeah.
If he wants to go out second, he goes out second.
Which I thought that's what we've been doing all
yeah,
season.
He's a championship leader. Technically, until Lando takes him, he should have been doing that
Yeah.
anyway. As
But also, apparently, did not matter.
there is no technical number 1 driver.
Yeah.
As well, I guess they're both in it. But
Yeah.
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 I
What was
had
yours?
I had McLaren's pit stop still being
Oh
terrible.
my god, they're awful.
3.8
3.8,
for
yeah.
Lando on his one, and it didn't
Nothing
look
really
that
went
slow.
wrong.
And
Yeah.
then I saw 3.8. I'm like, what?
I know. They just don't move fast. Like, nothing went wrong that time. Nothing got caught. It was just like
They're just slow.
3.8.
And they asked Zach on the broadcast, they're like, hey, is this a this a mechanical thing?
Yeah.
Is it like the guns? What is it? And he was like, I don't know. he was purely like, I don't want to speculate. I don't know.
Yeah. Which is it's so funny to me too, though, that they have the 2 fastest pit stops of this. Like, they can do it. They just don't.
There's just consistency's gone. Because Oscar had a great stop. His was like 2.3.
Yeah.
And then Lando's was 3.8. But
They really can only ever do one.
yeah, it has to be one. Whoever comes in first is getting the good pit stop.
Except for the one time that they did, because they set the record for both in the same race, and they were the exact same amount of time. But then they lost it after that. Okay, I actually have 4, so this is my third, but I have another one after. But this one's Kimmy's cooling vest heating him up instead of cooling him down in qualifying. And then he's in the like media pen after, and he like asks his PR officer if he's allowed to say it. They like ask him like, "Oh, what went wrong in qualifying?" He turns, he goes, "Can I say it?" And you can just, they clearly nod because he goes, "Yeah, so my cooling vest was supposed to be cooling me down, and then it just started heating me up in the middle of qualifying." I was like, "What are we doing?"
Oh, that was actually. I saw the quote of that, and I was like,
Yeah.
what?
What? Imagine though, you're in the Texas heat, and then all of a sudden you have a warmer inside your race suit. Like, that would be awful.
Yeah. Imagine if he's like naturally like a warm guy.
But also, why would they ever need to warm someone up? Why would the vest ever? Where are you that you would ever need to be warmed up?
True, because they usually pick it based on like,
Yeah,
I guess in the cold, in like the rain and stuff.
but like even then, it's probably not that cold. Like Silverstone's probably a little cold, and like ones like that where it's like rainy and cold. But like I don't think you'd ever need to be heated up.
True, but it's always better to have the ability to be able to
I
do
guess
that
so.
than say that
Apparently
they,
not,
they go
though.
racing in the cold and Kimmy's shivering in
everyone's shivering.
in the thing because his heating pad isn't working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my third one here was the the George Russell dive bomb on Verstappen, because you could see it coming from a mile away. You knew it was happening because those two always have to do something to each other.
They gotta.
And I was expecting contact, honestly. I was thinking George is going to like sabotage like Max and just take the sprint victory for himself, but he didn't. And I just thought it was really funny. It was like, there's nothing more to it. He just dive bombed and they both went off track. Verstappen reclaimed the position. No one got a penalty, but it was just so funny to me.
Okay, my last bonus one. You said both races could have been an email, but the race highlights for the sprint were 7 minutes long on YouTube, like the F1 ones, and the Grand Prix were 8 minutes long. Like, they were basically the same amount of content, but one was literally 19 laps. But that's just me going back to, we were talking about this too. I love sprint weekends. Like, there's so much hate around sprint weekends, but it's actually so exciting. And even we were watching it with our friend Eli, who genuinely doesn't watch F1, and he was like, what is the point of this? All they're doing is destroying their cars right before qualifying. I'm like, shh, it's entertainment.
It's fun.
It's fun. I love sprint weekends. I don't, like, genuinely, how do people not like them? It's just more racing.
Yeah, it's more racing, and there's no pit stops in these ones. It's just go.
Just go.
And I mean, it makes sense for big tracks like Austin. But when they start including Singapore into sprint like they're going to do next year, it starts raising the question of, what are we doing here?
What do we've lost the plot.
It's like, I get you want to do a street circuit, but
Yeah.
Singapore is not the one to do that.
Imagine a Monaco sprint.
They would lose their mind because like
George would crash.
the thing is, they wouldn't have time to fix the cars in between quali.
No, true. I forgot about that. Yeah. I'm excited for the Canada sprint next year, though. Maybe I'll be in attendance.
Hopefully. It's near my birthday, so
Paul?
I know
You're listening?
I know he's watching. Save your money. Buy me that ticket.
Yeah. Does that wrap up our
I think that wraps up
recap,
the
our
recap.
hangover?
Yep.
Well, with that, we do in fact have a race next weekend. I thought there wasn't. I was like writing the outro and I was like, no race, don't know what we're going to do next week. And then I was like, wait a minute. We've got the Mexican Grand Prix next week. Take us through a tiny little preview.
Mexican Grand Prix. I don't know what happened last year. I completely forgot.
Right.
And I didn't.
I know Liam Lawson flipped off Checo Perez.
let me just. I can search it up. I have a computer in front of me.
Yeah. Or Clint, our producer. I don't know what he's going to look up
I don't
over
know
there.
what he's looking up.
He doesn't know if.
Oh, Sainz won it.
I was going to say.
It was Sainz, Norris, Leclerc.
Because he's the last person to win in a Ferrari. Was that race?
Yeah, Verstappen was P6 in that one. So he also won it by like 5 seconds. But it was Sainz, Lando 5 seconds behind, Leclerc 34 seconds
Oh my
behind.
God.
So I completely forgot what happened in that race, but Checo Perez was 17th in that, and Tsunoda, Albon, and Alonso DNF'd. So that probably has something to do with each other.
Clint's cooking something up over on that computer. What's happening?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm trying to pull up the race results.
Throw them on screen. Okay.
I don't watch
Okay.
F1, so I don't really know what this means,
Okay.
but there we go.
Yep,
So-
those are all the words Austin just said for sure.
Yep. Yep. Those were. So we that's what happened last time. This time it's just going to be exactly what every other weekend is.
Yep.
Watch the McLarens and Verstappen
Yep.
and see what happens. There's going to be an intervention always by a Mercedes or a Ferrari. Something's going to happen where someone loses position to that car.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I say this every week, but I like Mexico. It's fun.
Yeah, Austin, Clint, you wouldn't know this, but every single week, Austin goes, I love this track. This is one of my favorite tracks. I'm like, oh my God, you can't say that for all of them.
I love all of them. No, I do like Mexico though. There's a long straight.
Oh, so
The first straight is huge.
so
And
are we sensing another max pole?
probably
Yeah.
because the DRS down that straight, it like starts like before you reach the finish line,
Right.
and you just go for ages. I actually want to search up exactly how long is the Mexico
Clint.
It's 1.2 kilometers.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's like,
In reference to other tracks.
I don't know.
Okay.
But it's long. If you just look up the map of the track,
Clint, show me the
Mr.
circuit.
Producer person.
Show me the circuit. I have a tiny delay.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Austin
Yeah.
said like 1.8K.
No,
The
that's just for the
straight
straight.
is.
That's just for the
Oh.
straight.
Which
Okay, my
makes
bad,
sense
my bad.
because it
It's-
looks to be
look-
about
look,
a quarter of.
It starts like back there and goes the entire length almost. It's
And then
so long.
There's honestly like some other pretty straight.
Yeah, and it's a straight followed by a couple corners and then
Yeah.
another long
And then
straight. So
So yeah, I'm not foreseeing a good McLaren
it's
quality
it's
lap.
most likely a Verstappen pole and probably a
Could be.
Verstappen win again.
Could be a George or a Mercedes. Like
If I
they're
wa-
not bad on
yeah.
straights, but you know who is good on straights?
Verstappen.
Williams. No,
Oh,
Williams.
Williams.
Could see a little Q3 action from the Williams.
They'll probably get through, but it's just unreal seeing that straight and knowing that Red Bull's just going to dominate it.
Yeah.
Like Lando struggled on the straights getting past Piastri because the DRS for them does nothing.
Getting past Leclerc.
Leclerc, sorry. The DRS does nothing for them on the
No,
straights.
yeah.
And if you have DRS over that entire straight, you're just going to waste your entire battery to
Yeah.
make up for the lack of DRS. So he's got to pray that he puts a magical pole lap and then just sticks it out. Because also that turn one causes so many collisions.
Oh boy.
So
Is it
last,
Clint, can you put the track back up for a sec? I need to orient myself on this circuit. Cause is it just like a
so
okay, yeah.
that turn one it's just a hard right.
Cause it
And
and it's far away.
it's so far away.
That's a
And
long
dive bombs happen so often
Yeah.
into that. But was it Checo that a couple years ago just got completely just taken out on that because it was like his home race. Everyone was so excited for him, and he got taken out on lap one on the corner.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say too, like atmosphere wise, Mexico looks really fun.
yeah,
Like there's a lot going on.
it's always
I like
good.
the ones that really have some theme to them.
They usually like seeing a Mexican driver on
Yeah.
the grid. Checo was there like the whole thing. Next year,
Next year.
he'll probably be there. I think they'll
get
they'll whip
there.
him out,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
Well, because was Daniel Ricciardo in Austin, or was he just also doing stuff?
no, he was just doing something on WhatsApp. Did you see that?
I saw that he was like posing with his helmet, and people were like, "Oh my God, he's with a helmet again."
I saw something on WhatsApp where he was just talking about the race with a bunch of people.
Oh,
I don't know
because he
what
loved
it was.
Austin. So then I thought
Yeah,
like
that was
maybe
his whole
they'd
thing.
bring him out, but
I honestly, I think he just doesn't want to. appear unless
Yeah.
he gets a commentary. They should really give him. Like,
They should get him on
commentary
commentary.
job or
That'd be so
something.
entertaining.
He
Get him
knows
and
his
Glenn,
stuff. He's
get him and Glenn
entertaining.
Powell on the track.
Glenn Powell doing the intro.
That was so well. He did the intro, and they also were talking to him on the grid beforehand, and he was like trying to play dumb and ask questions. So he's like, I don't even know.
Did you see Shabuzi waved the flag at the end?
No.
They pulled out Shabuzi, and
Oh,
then
no.
Crofty was like, "Oh, maybe Verstappen will be getting tipsy at the end of this," and I was like, "Ah."
That's awful. Crofty knows too much, I fear.
He's too tapped in.
He's too tapped in. Okay. There's a few discussion points here we can yap about before we wrap up. We are off the air in, I think, 6 minutes here, so
We can quick fire these.
we can. Well, we don't have to quick fire all of them. We can save some for
Yeah.
the inevitable other weeks where we're going to have an hour to fill with no race.
True.
There will be some of those, Clint says. He agrees. But honestly, okay, so really quick discussion question I have here. Should McLaren start favoring one driver over another to make sure Max doesn't win the Drivers' Championship? Because that would be embarrassing, is what I have in
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Like, they haven't all
It's
season.
too close. But last year they were able to do it because Lando was far ahead of Oscar. You can prioritize him, get him in a championship fight. This year, they are, what are they, 17 points or something? 18?
Apart? Yeah.
They're 17 apart,
I think 17 apart.
And that is quite literally
Yeah.
first and, sixth or something.
Yeah. No, I
So you can't just go, hey, I'm gonna prioritize Oscar now.
Yeah.
And screw someone who's second in the title fight, because what stops him from just letting Verstappen back into it?
Yeah.
If they prioritize Lando, Oscar goes, all right, what the hell?
What the hell?
Let's
Yeah.
Verstappen back in. So it's
Yeah.
they've
also
almost got to work together, which is they're in a really difficult spot.
It is a difficult spot.
because no one expects anything out of Verstappen.
No.
He's in a position where
He
he
has
can race
nothing to lose.
freely.
Yeah.
He's got everything to gain, nothing to lose, and the McLarens have everything to lose with everything to gain, and it's
Well, and also they didn't favor anyone when they were trying to get the constructors locked down. Like, they were just trying to obviously get 1-2s everywhere, but like whoever. And so like you can't start that now, I think. But I did see someone suggest that, and it is an interesting thought. My final discussion, I think, Rookie of the Year updates. Who's your pick?
I don't know, because they've all had their moments.
Yeah.
No one's been too consistent.
I agree.
Because
I think, if you don't know,
I think you got to give it to Kimi.
that's what I was gonna say.
I think just based out of him just being the most consistent out of them in terms of finishing in the points. Yeah, he has the better car.
I think some of that is the car, but some people would still like not know
He did
what to
get
do with
pole
that car.
one
Yeah,
time.
no,
So
for sure.
you've got to Hydra
had a good.
Hydra got the podium. So
Yeah.
it's like
Kimmy got a podium too, though.
he did. But
yeah.
in an RB, it's more impressive than
For
it
sure.
is a Mercedes.
I think
it goes to Kimi.
I think Isaac's had his moments, but he overall has been less consistent. Like, you see him making a lot more what you would call rookie mistakes. Like, he's just crashing out in qualifying kind of unprompted. He's done that a few times. Whereas Kimi, for the most part, has been like more racing incidents and less experience in that sense, but has still been putting together good laps left and right. So I think it should be Kimi, but Isaac is probably the clear two. And then out of nowhere, Bortoletto's been having, like, he hasn't been obviously consistently in the points or anything, but he's kind of been a sneaky pick who's like been doing quite well. So that would probably be my.
He's had his moments.
Although
I think
actually,
that's why.
Ollie Behrman's doing quite well recently too.
Yeah, he's honestly progressing. Like,
He is.
He's the one you can see the most at.
He's making a race band soon. But
Yeah, he's on an upward trajectory.
yeah, he sure is. Because he's kind of finally squeaked out of that 11th place jail that he was locked in. And this weekend he finished 9th. I think he qualified 8th and then finished 9th.
which is still fine.
To only lose one spot in that car, not bad.
Yeah, that horse isn't the best.
No.
But Eric did point out to me they have great liveries.
I was gonna
time
say-
they pull out a special one. It's always.
I was
great.
going to say, we talked about how good in general they were. Theirs was my favorite this weekend. It was so fire.
Did you see the highlighter on the Alpine?
No.
It's like highlighter yellow on the back of the Alpine and a little bit on the side.
see it.
Well, that is awful.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it. I saw like F1 posted like all the different special ones this weekend, but I did not notice the bright yellow. But yeah,
I think Clint's going to pull something up.
Haas is, they eat it with the special livery every time. And theirs was my favorite this weekend. The race suits especially. The Stars, I was a big fan of the Stars. Because they're an American team, so they had
Yeah,
they
had to.
They had to do their big one this weekend.
McLaren do it purely because of Zach
my
Brown, I believe.
But also, it was identical to what it basically always is. And
Yeah, they go special livery. His
special
white.
livery, AI, and silver.
The only time that people like it is when it's the chrome. So,
I don't like the chrome. Give me some. I loved the Monaco one, personally.
well, the chrome is that's just like a historical thing. But honestly,
yeah.
they don't put enough chrome on it. That's the
Yeah.
problem. They give it a little splash of chrome, and then you're like, oh, whatever. And it's
All right.
like, no, we want the chrome car.
Enough yapping about Chrome. That is all the time we have.
Damn it.
We did it. We filled basically a whole hour. So thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of the Race Hangover. There is a race. I had written there is no race coming up, but be sure to tune in next week because there is. The Mexican Grand Prix is this weekend, and we will have the Hangover for you live next Monday or on YouTube and Spotify on Tuesday. As always, I'm Katie LeBoudelaire, joined by Austin Terry, and from now on, also joined by Clint Householder, our producer and technical director. We will see you next week again, either here on Twitch at Starter Sport Media or live on the Spirit Live Network. Bye-bye, everyone. We've got cameras, we've got fantastic audio, and we will see you there or on YouTube and Spotify next week. Bye-bye.